And we're following on with more charts for May. The next one on the list is the Russian Federation. So, Liz, if you can grab the Russian Federation as an entity and put it out to the last day of May, please.
Okay, so May 31st, 2023, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Now, the first thing that's coming through is Putin is angry. Okay. Most of the time when I have probed Putin, he isn't angry. He's just methodically doing his war thing, right?
Yeah.
This is the first time he's come through as he's angry. And I don't know where to go from there.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just put Putin to the side for 1 minute and just think of Russia as a nation. And so how has Russia done as a nation for the month of May?
There's something that's very embarrassing to Russia. How has Russia done? How's Russia done for the month of May? It's not good. Okay. I feel government-wise, it's not good. People-wise, it feels a little better. There's a lot of factors in play when you're dealing with Russia. Okay. If you want to know about the war, how did you do with the war? The war isn't going so well, but they are gaining ground. But there's something that happens that is an embarrassment to Putin, and he's very angry.
Well, obviously yesterday, I think, or the day before, there was the 2 minor drones that hit the top of the Kremlin. They were destroyed just above it, but it was a hit as such. So that's a bit of a line in the sand. If that was designed to scare the Russian people or whatever, it's made them even more forthright. So it's had the opposite effect. But again, that's, it's a one-off so far. It's a one-off incident in Moscow. Russia is a huge nation, the biggest.
So sorry, Mr. Shade, let's ask this question. I didn't know about the drone thing. I haven't had it. I've been so busy doing readings and videos. I have not watched the news. Who planned those? Who did the drone attacks? They're saying the Ukraine did that. Let me ask the Ukraine. Did you do the drone attacks? No. The Ukraine is saying we have no idea who's done those drone attacks. Now, what is coming through? It's possible USA did those drone attacks.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting. Anyway, overall, for the month of May, it just doesn't feel great.
Okay, I'm going to have to ask the question, why? I can understand why the Ukraine would want to do it, because, people in the West are getting tired of the Ukraine war. They're not interested in it. There's very little support. And of course, if America cuts off the funding for it, the Ukraine are finished, the next day. And a lot of people were thinking the US are trying to find a way out of it with saving face, because obviously they've been banging the drum that Ukraine's going to win, which clearly is not the case. Why would the US have done this? Because that's a direct attack on Russia. Why would the US have done that?
To accelerate the war and get it over with.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay. A bit of, yeah. All right. Yeah. So that Ukraine would get the blame, and then, okay. Yeah. Well, a lot of analysts are saying that, there's many ways that, a lot of people were saying it was supposed to rile up Putin and the Russians, and they were going to make a silly maneuver or something, which would then have everybody in the West, thinking, oh dear, we've got to help them more. But Russia are not going to do that. I can't believe, every time they've been provoked, they never, ever, I was thinking, somebody said it the other day, what would happen, if there were 2 drone attacks on the White House in the US? Well, the next day, whoever did that, the whole country would be flattened. I mean, that's what America would do. So
yeah, and I don't feel like Russia has the vast amount of resources to just start, picking wars all over the place.
they don't want to. They don't want to do that. That's never been their game.
Yeah, well,
Russia doesn't need land. It's got more land than everybody else. So it's not looking for land grabbing or anything. I mean, it's just looking for security. Just like America. America's lucky, really, because it's got two massive, great big oceans protecting it either side. And then to the north, you've got the Canadians. And then to the south, obviously, you've got Mexico and all South America. But I mean, militarily and economically and everything, the US is much more powerful than all of that lot put together. So US doesn't really have a worry, and yet they seem to be involved in so many wars everywhere.
I don't know how long we're going to be able to keep that up, to be honest with you.
Well, it's costing a lot of money for the US. I mean, you've got 800 military bases around the world, and that must be costing the American taxpayer a pretty penny.
Yes, but have you taken a look at the average American high school lately to see what's coming out of it? I mean, I can't imagine that any of, these kids are going to want to sign up to fight. I mean,
no, they don't.
Look at the state of them. And I'm sorry to say that, but I mean, it's a national security issue. Anyway, enough opinion. All right, on to the next one.